Hands up. Anyone out there who have recognised that the world went a bit weird past, I guess, since 2012, but especially over the last 5 years. Went a bit mad, didn't it? Still is a bit mad. And everyone's going, world's mad, the world's going all mad. Everyone's been all weird and shit. You know, wondering why it's gone mad. And people still get pissed off with me and tell me not to dwell on things. And it's like, well, I'm not. But they just can't understand that the reason why things are dwelt on is because nothing was acknowledged in the first place when it was all there. And people, I know my films are mad, yeah, really mad, but it does come from that first YouTube films which I did to I was obviously exposing someone online or people online which weren't anything to do with my close friends or family or anything like this. But many of my close friends knew what I was involved with in the first place. And to such a point where if I don't question them, people will question them. The amount that was known. I still may be coming across really sketchy, but it's all there. I know that they don't look at anything that I've done, like the website or anything, because it holds them accountable, and they're worse than the original people who I caught out, who accountability is not in their book. And there's people online who can back this up, Doug. And the fact is, I had nothing to do with these people, and that's pretty. People are like, forget about it. I'm like, where people draw the line, you know, it's, and I can't, fuck them, all right, fuck them, and do what? Because it's all there, and anyone who says fuck them and forget about them, there's something wrong with them. There really is something deeply wrong with them, because they'll say that but not look at any of the solid evidence and shit, and get really sketchy when I show them, and they just, oh, don't show me. And that's what I find weird. And they won't tell the next person to them. So everything's like really sketchy. But it's not for me. It's solid. And people saying, "How dare you say that?" Yeah. Well, you've not fucking looked, have you? The thing is, though, it was solid years and years and years ago, before any of the worldwide lockdown things. Yeah, I don't think I'll get in trouble saying the word that. Lockdown. And I'm sorry for calling people retards and mongs and stuff, but they're just, it's this twisted ignorance that people who could have helped just simply by acknowledging what I was doing, and there was a reason to do it, quite a big reason, and that was it, and they just couldn't give in to that, to the point where the amount of fucking weirdness, assumptions and lies, fucking bullshit narratives came out, and excuses that it always comes back to me. I'm always like, so, and then realise that, of course, I did not choose my certain people not very well, but the ones that I kind of had faith in, because they were so involved with what I was doing anyway. And I said, just check. I mean, some of them knew more than me. For instance, when I said to Steve about, I mean, the names of the tracks, yeah, that he does. One of them was called Knowledge Report. And now this is for Doug Kramer, yeah, because you know what a fucking knowledge report is, yeah. Don't pretend that you don't. Well, I didn't know, see, and so I asked Steve, and he told me, you know, what it was, as if he was quite knowledgeable of these people. But I know that them, I'm not sure I get shadowbanned just by saying their name, but people know who I'm on about. Doug Scott Kramer talks about them, yeah? He's changed his channel name to Doug Scott Kramer now, rather than Dazed but Not Confused with a Z. Confused with a Z. People say, I showed my friend last night, like, he said, fuck him. What do you mean, fuck him? He's like explaining not only the potential detriment and danger in doing what I did, but it explains the brainwashing that goes on within these. Can I say this word? The CULTs, all these wacky groups, and I didn't know about the cliques and the free zone thing. Didn't know anything about that. So that's the reason why I was just thinking it was, you know, the trollologists. But it was only like as I progressed down this path of, and the reason why I got onto it was through other people, kind of. And it does ring true with what you put here for, what a person's purpose is, yeah? because it went so far back, well beyond 2012, backwards, yeah. The reasons why I got involved with people and what they showed to me, what I showed to them, what they showed to me, it all makes complete sense. I'm not like trying to people think, I'll just forget about it, you know. I'm like, I have forgotten. I can forget, but it's the this lack of accountability that's what's pretty shit, I gotta say, because it mirrors everything. It's like it's an example of what everyone's like. So it got to the point where people around me were quite happy with seeing me kind of suffering, I guess, or in a bit of a state, and they'd make up all different excuses of why I'm like that, you know. Limdo. Anagram for vomit. Sick as fuck, baby. That's an anagram for the word vomit. You get me? I know people are really slow, aren't they? Same as Santa. Anagram for someone else. Like that. Who? Shut up, please. And just the wasters, man. What did they expect? So this is a little bit of a moan, I guess. Moaning me, eh? He's always moaning. I thought it would be really cool and fun because we had so much on them. But every single person copped out. What? Well, you've obviously not been told anything. Not even close to the truth. Not even close to the half-truth. Just shitty excuses. And people can't think of themselves, so they just can't even see, like, well, this person says this about this person, but then when I see them, they're quite different, you know. No one mulled that one up. No one, like, considered. I don't know whether it's because it was easier for them or was just really easily told what to think. And no one looked at the emails. Obviously, they got sent as well, which do really, really put it in hard matter. Everything that I went through and was experiencing, and what I was bringing to attention for not only people around me, but like it was a worldwide thing, and people get pissed off with that. But like I said, like there was only certain people could be put in the position to do it, to do the shit like this. And that's not like a one-up on people. It's not saying better. It just happened to be in the right place at the wrong time, or the wrong place at the right time, whatever it is. But it all made sense. It all makes complete sense. So, in effect, it is over for me because it is totally, completely done. And don't ask what's done, because it's all written down, and it's all in video as well. But people, because of their low, let's say, awareness, a low emotional empathy, bit more than that, though. A total... I didn't realise that people could be so stuck in their own... it's a fiction, what they must think. Because this is not fiction. And I've proved that it's not fiction. Because, like I said before, many times, how does anyone get away with doing what I did? Doors wide open, by the way. Talking about certain people who certainly do not like anyone scrutinising them, or anyone slagging them off. That means catching them out, I guess. Especially catching them out. Catching them out doing what? Doing things to people who are not part, or have never been part of the group that they're in. I'm being like cautious with what I say, because I kind of want this to kind of go not viral, but not be just shadowbanned straight away. Oh shit, I said the word shadowban. But this is gets annoying, you know. YouTube has done that as well. So it's all part of the same thing. And yeah, they did shut people up, as in mask people, along with an intrusion into people's biological flesh seat. And this is what's kind of bad. I mean, I didn't get one, but I know lots of people who did. And I also know that, you know, the second one, who they pushed for the second one, had people's names on it. Like, so the first one would be kind of like generic. The second one it's tailor-made for people who have obviously they can see someone's medical. It's not difficult to fucking work out this. To see people's medical history, what they're susceptible to, what they can possibly this and that and the other, and it could trigger things, which a lot of people are talking about that it did. Now, I didn't say this, there's other people who noticed. And it's just ridiculous, really, that people still want to lie, and I know it's petty, because people forget about it. The amount of times people say fuck them, forget about it. So this is probably the Doug Kramer directly to you, yeah? Doug Scott Kramer of the Doug Scott Kramer channel now, isn't it? You change your channel name, how do you do that? You know, maybe I should change mine. To fucking blow you all out of the water channel. Because that's what I did. And I know people they call me jealous. Why? Does that kind of get? Can anyone imagine how annoying it may be when it was all done for a wider good, a greater good? Not because I was jealous about anyone. And it's just so ridiculously obvious that I wasn't. But people choose to stick with that. It just goes to show, you know, where people's heads are at and how much people commit themselves to absolute falsities. And I know that the narcissism thing has come out more on YouTube. And I thought, so that's pretty mad because, funny enough, it seems to be these people are possibly narcs, And then, of course, I got called a narc. You're a narc, though. You're a narc. Don't put on YouTube. I think you think you're brilliant. Fucking. So who told you that? Who's told you that then? For you to say that? Because people who say shit like that, they've either been told it or they just can't think for themselves and they're fucking. I'm going to use this word again. A bit tarded. I didn't say retard, I said a bit tarded. Well, I'm not going to smoke an incense, I'm just going to put it in my mouth to light a bit of nag champa. I know I'm wacky. Well, someone said, you're not wacky though. Well, maybe not to you, but there's a lot of people out there who think I'm fucking mad. That's the reason why possibly no one spoke to me. No one at all. And it wasn't just because of the sly ban. That's what I should call it, the sly banning. It was, I don't know. People just thought I was mental. People thought I was insane. And you have to be a little bit insane, really, to do what I did. Or like a little bit mental. But it had got to a point where I was really worked up. I was quite livid with these people in the first place. And that's the reason why I went to YouTube videos, which I warned them what I was going to do anyway. After years of them wasting my time and on this forum which I got groomed into, which they shouldn't have done that. That was the big crime, really. And then people say, oh, well, look at you, who do you think you are? Well, this is someone who's reporting on something which I have solid evidence for. People know that I'm not like a fucking... I don't know what people think I am, really. But I find it just... my heart's been stabbed a few times there. Broken quite a bit. Head's been fucking wrecked. Quite physically. And mentally. Don't worry, I haven't got PTSD. I haven't got post-traumatic stress. Don't worry about it, people. Because I don't have shit like that. Because do you know who has them types of things? Weaklings. No, this is not post-traumatic stress. Because for one thing, it's not in the post. And another thing, it's not, I don't consider it stress. It's more of, I gotta blame other people, man. But people say everyone's a mirror of you. Well, why are they so fucking ignorant and stupid then? Because I'm just literally have the evidence there. And other people, to the point where the others got sent the evidence too. Well, to back it up. And people will just go round and round circles. What evidence? The evidence that you can't look at. I don't want to look at that. You're just mad. Fucking hell. And I think, would every single person do this? Or was it just these select people who just happened to be involved with who did it. That might well be the case. So and I can see what the original people have done. They blame shifted onto. They've left it enough time, so it blame shifts onto the ignorant ones around me for not paying attention. Not to me, but to what I was bringing to the forefront, exposing, which was beat the shit out of any conspiracy theory. It really does. It's a big one. It really is a massive. I mean, it's not even conspiracy theory. That's what's funny about it. It's not even a conspiracy theory. Anyone can understand me. And then finding out that all people were occupied with shitty conspiracy theories, ridiculous ones. And then the question QAnon, question the anonymous people, question the people who norms, question the norms. Should be called QAnon. Q or the anonymous, I think. Don't even matter. Don't question that though. Really? What the Q stood for. Even though it's quite easy to fucking know. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or fucking brain surgeon or even anything else, which takes quite a lot of brain power. A quantum physicist. No. Doesn't know. It doesn't. So I was under the impression where certain people had the capacity, the mental skills or the awareness to understand, but when all I got was this first the black, or telling me not to worry, and then the blankness when they could see that it was going kind of like over the hill, as in I'd gathered enough evidence for it to actually be of possible worth. Kind of, they must have just thought just for me, just to show off. But it was like this, it was bigger than that. Much bigger. As in an exposure of some quite heavy duty, dark and dirty, sneaky psychological abuse that was going on. And they were targeting people. Certain people who, and they can easily see just by checking someone's fucking family chart that they're on their own. Sorry, it's getting worked up there again. It's like, the fucking. I mean, even I can even see, people's, if they're on their own or not, as in like family wise or whatever. But I don't bother. But anyone, they could. And so yeah, they were kind of, first of all, grooming, and then doing some weird, sneaky, I wouldn't say it was bullying, but certainly occupying a lot of my time with bullshit. And they were jealous about my orgonites that I made. Well, orgonites. The bits of plastic that I made, which looked really pretty, and they had crystal quartz in them, coils, stuff. Showing people pictures of these, just to remind you again. There's a couple of pictures there. These things there, remember them? What are they? Don't be a fucking retard. So what? And? I tell you what, and there is an and, because there ain't no end. It's just all and. I'm not talking about a hand, I'm talking about and. And this is what's going to happen, or what it has happened, really. And also, it is out of my control. I don't have any control over it. And I don't expect any grand compensation or any, like I said, I wasn't doing it for that. It was more just to spread the word about what people were doing and their limit, their mentality. And the limit, which they obviously hate this, you know, the lack of humour, for one thing. The kind of, that's one thing that really, that I really caught them out with. And I don't know what they thought about me. They just probably thought I was going mad and nuts and I'm going to kill myself and shit. But because I had so much on them anyway, I was doing it quite funny because it was serious. But it kind of pissed a lot of people off around me because they thought, how's he doing that? I don't like it. He's not looking mad, but like, didn't want me to, it's so shallow. But they didn't want me to like stand out, I guess. And that's not an assumption, it's obvious. Because all they did was try and quash what I was doing. With all the evidence, when they got sent the proper evidence as well. When I say evidence, there's lots of emails. And because they just totally ignored my videos, which I found, I did them in a funny way, was make them laugh as well. If they knew actually what I was doing, rather than dismiss it, first of all. Anyone could laugh along, and I know they would laugh along with me, like kind of really screwing these people, not screwing them like in a sexy way, but really fucking ragging them around psychologically, because they had no grip, and they still haven't got a grip on me. The only grip, or the only inertia, the only hold, are simply other people who understand, who could understand, who have full potential to understand, who do understand, who do know, and do realise, finally, the absolute danger that I initially put myself in. That's why I looked fucking crazy. And I respect like Doug Kramer going on about his experience and all that, and then he's obviously been traumatized by his experience in the org around all this. But at least he can explain. He does explain. But people don't want to listen to him because it does kind of qualify. It does actually explain a lot of why and how these people think, and why I kind of was a bit, what the fuck are these people doing? What's their deeper intentions about this? Because I had nothing to do with them anyway. I thought that maybe people just think that I am. And I just said to me yesterday, perhaps I'm an undercover Scientologist. No. I think I've made that a point that I'm not, despite doing the things I do. Not cigarettes, and certainly not mushrooms, because they're banned. and music's banned too from the upper levels. Maybe some types of music, but the thing is, if Doug Kramer read the first, or the interactions that I had initially with these people, he'd be like, shit, you've got yourself a kid. This is a major case. One of the biggest ones in the, it's beyond like, I'm not quite sure the legalities of this, but it's beyond like a Crown Courts thing, or beyond that. It's really, really heavy, catching people out who, red-handed. And they just dragged it on. And I didn't catch them out for the money. I've got that Danielle Steele thing for a bit of dough, at least. No one could be bothered with that even. There's not even anyone out there who can actually recommend, or can actually get someone to write me a letter, or write a letter for me, which I'd say I'd gladly go halves with them on the money for that, for the Danielle Steele thing. But that's quite good in a way that all happened before I met some of the main people who really did do their best to hush me up. Some people were buzzing off the fact that I was stressed out. I'm not pissed off with them. It's not, like I said, to other people. And I wouldn't be in the position that I am now, I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for my experience with these people. So I have nothing but love and gratitude for them. But that doesn't mean that they'll be any part of my life anymore. Because it just goes up to a point where they're immediately false. The ones who really knew. And I just can't deal with people like that, really. Especially when there's like so many other people, and there are other people all around the world which know what I've done and can respect what I've done and have appreciation even. And they know how serious it was. But nah, it's so-called friends who use loads of the stuff that I was finding out. Even stuff that was unbeknownst to me, kind of thing, like that knowledge report thing. I didn't know anything about a knowledge report, but they did. So they obviously knew. I may as well name him. Lovegay knew more than me about this particular group of people as well. And it's demonstrated in films over 3 years ago, longer than that, longer. And 3 years of holding evidence back, or just keeping someone in a state because either you want to, or you just can't hack anyone possibly looking a little bit better than you in their twisted mind. That's what they think, anyway. Because that's what it was. Yeah. As shallow as it is. It's pretty shallow. That behaviour, that mindset. And that's what's been brought into question, really, is that mindset. And that's where the shift is, people. Because if people operated on that mindset, if everyone did, well, the world's pretty shagged as it is. But there is a possibility that it could improve. But if everyone was solid within that mind, that really narrow mind of theirs, then it wouldn't be around, this world. It wouldn't exist. It'd be gone long ago. So yeah, it became like because it deals with people's emotions and people's feelings and emotions, and that it was a non-violent. Well, mine was a non-violent attack, psychological attack, because they psychologically attacked me. Psychologically played with me, in the first place, and they all knew that they were doing it, and knew very well that they were doing that. And also they lay lots of clues. Well, they have to kind of tell you that they're doing that as well. So there's like all these, a big stream of all these solid clues of what they were doing, indicating what they were that they knew fully well what they were doing, and that they were doing it not to find out more about the general public. It was definitely a malicious, twisted game to them. And not sure how many other people this has happened to, but I'm sure there's not that many people, or if any, that have exposed them the way I've done. Don't ask who's them, because just because you've seen Going Clear or fucking Aftermath with Leah Remini or the other one does not mean you're an expert, because those are front shop cloaks, those movies. Yeah, cloaks, front shop shit, that. And albeit might be true, doesn't really matter, possibly is true, but still front shop, because like Doug says, and I'm sure he said even he was quite shocked with how it went on, when it rogue, basically. Rogue. So yeah, it's pretty fucking deep, but some people just can't realise. Just don't. So what? Forget about them. That these are like the robots, and they retards, Fuck them. But I kind of like this, a little bit displeased with some people who, I suppose I'm not displeased with them, because it would have been nice to get a little bit of feedback of someone who didn't have any bad intentions, but the only ones who I had feedback of had clear bad intentions, and they were purposefully either told what to say, or they were told what to say there. They would set up their shills to further kind of psychologically torture me, because everyone seemed to be just so close to understanding this, yet not hitting it on the head. I sort of got pissed off with that fucking Jeff Doherty and all that. It's a clear shill. I know, like Enjoy X and all that, with his crystals and his fucking high vibration and shit. Nasty fucker. Which he's gone now. There's videos online. Where's John X? I can't even bother looking at them, but people are like, what the fuck was that about? And where is he now? Nothing on the internet about him, even. That's weird. Well, I suppose he's military, innit? So. But yeah, just letting people know that that's that, really. No one can argue with it. No one can argue with what I have to say. And that's the other thing. People like to think they can, or just tell me to shut up. Forget about them. Don't dwell on it. not. But I'm just saying that possibly you have caused a dwelling for life, because I can move on. I'm moving on. A cycle's been completed in which there's nothing but show people up for their committed ignorance and entitlement, arrogance, all the nasty things, people are. And that people are quite happy to keep to, because it's more than not giving a shit. It's more than not caring. It's a lot of them don't have any spiritual worth, I guess, or any clue that there is any spirit. They think that's just all fantasy. Yet there's been so many of these. They don't even notice all these synchronicities and shit. And it could, be right in front of them. They still deny it. Not even deny it, but not even see, not even realise, not even put two and two together, or one and one, or whatever together. Connect dots and shit like that. Because it's pretty damn easy, I've got to say, to do that. And as I said, it doesn't take much of a brainy person to see. This is what pisses them off even more, the people that call out. The fact that I've never done any levels and shit like that. Any levels in dark psychology, or any secret levels for a society or something like that, I've never been to CIA camp or wherever they go, get trained. It's just been kind of coincidence, I guess. Coincidence. Anyway, this week is going to be good because I'm going to do something really productive, not telling you what it is until it's over. Some people know, some people don't care, some people really do care and they don't want me to do it because to them it's like me progressing, really progressing in life. Yes, and just shows what people are like really deep down. That's what it is about, really. It's just, it stirred people that much. They just could not help but show their true colours, or their, not colours even, their true darkness, which is the root or the core operating system of what they only know. So, yeah, and that's the reason why this narcissism thing has come about, people, because that's all that's been talked about on the internet now, isn't it? Has anyone noticed that? So these people have to ignore it, or everything, because they want to ignore everything. They're going to find it more difficult to do that. So this is where it kind of like they just get surrounded by, they will have nowhere to turn apart from look at themselves, and they're not going to find that very nice. And they're certainly not going to look at anyone else who has anything to say about their state of mind that they've committed themselves to all their lives. Possibly their parents have as well. Seems to be the case. Anyway, I love you all, people. I don't think I'm going to fucking fondle you. I don't think I'm not saying that in a sexy way either. It's like a universal love, yeah. And I don't care that nothing's come about apart from people's exposure. It's become a real worldwide exposure. People's nastiness. So, yeah, like I said, I love you all. I love people on YouTube as well, what they've done. Especially with people who people would not expect me to love, but still going to love them because they've helped out so much. Really have. In getting this across to Not just me, but other people, because so many other people were confused at the state of the world. And obviously it is the foundation of where physical wars happen, because it's all mental. It all comes from decisions and emotions and mentalities. Anything that's physical comes from a source that's non-physical, and that's just a thought. There's nothing spooky about that statement or evaluation, conclusion. Nothing. Not talking like about ghosts and shit now. It's absolutely true as can be. Over and out.